Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I know. My producer is saying we have to be very, brief. Yes, about this paper. But we must always talk about, few things. This morning we have blueprint, and then the lead story. Ariwola wades into Emirate crisis, summons FHC and Kanu CJS. That's of course the federal.
CJS.
Yes. And then punish all judges, lawyers involved, NBA tells LPDC, and then NSCIA cautions Muslim clerics. All of this, aimed at bringing peace and restore normalcy in Kanu as a result of the throne tussle for the throne in Kano.
Maybe
yes,
they created an interregnum, so to speak. Well, whatever happens.
Yes, here you have leadership because that's what I have.
I have leadership. We must build a Nigeria for generations unborn. That's according to President Tinubu. That's on page 4 with 2 riders. Says we have no choice. Nobody will help us. Declares Wike genuinely serving Nigerians. And the only other story here says Lagos marks anniversary with 15 ferry boats. Different tales for different folks. And of course, an indication that the president will continue his inauguration of projects in commemoration of his first anniversary. Chukwude.
Yeah, Victor, quickly, just 2 items maybe from my side. But first of all, let us again commend the Nigerian authorities for the journey so far as we mark 1 year of incumbents by the Tinubu administration. He says, my government walking the talk. I do not know a lot of economics, but something inside me tells me we are moving in the right direction. I'm not going to go beyond that because I'm not Boyo or Rewani or Boyo of blessed memory. Neither would I ascribe Sama Aluko or who was Babangida's Chuokongu, the SAP man there in those days. I don't have their knowledge. But something tells me that what is happening now needs to happen. We pray that it does not stay too long before we begin to see the fruits of it. The old national anthem is effectively gone, so to speak, and I'm so happy. The Generation Z, Gen Z, who want to push us into the gutter because they will tell the likes of Chukwudi Okoli Ubaja, those things not the rain again. And I keep telling Nigerian youths, when you see a country where youths thematically and consciously want to push aside the elderly and say what we know is what will happen, I tell them, no, we're headed for the abyss. The Japanese are not like that. That's why they are doing well. The Chinese are not like that. So let us have this culture of the elderly and the youth moving together. Let them move back to I was 3 years old when the Nigeria We Hail Thee was actually sung by me the first time. So somebody has done something that pulls the youths back to our era. Let them for once pair up with us. That national anthem, I forever will cherish it. The stanzas are great. Okay?
Congratulations.
No, thank
Are you competing with
He
the Gen
didn't
Z?
say, congratulations, fossil. I'm not fossil. I am Chooks the boy.
Are you competing with the Gen Zs now?
We are not competing with them, but I hate the disconnect between the Nigerian youth and the old generation. I know what I'm talking about. It doesn't happen in any country that wants to make progress. Continuity is always implied in life.
Well, so
quickly, Kano.
No, sorry.
Okay.
Yes, because we just have 1 or 2 stories to review.
It's okay.
Yeah, Kano. The national anthem, the new one now, the old one that has just been restored.
The old that became new.
That became new. And, I mean, there'll be a lot of talks about it. The relevance of it and the import of it and the adaptability of it, because there's a lot of it means that the Gen Z generation that you talked about will now have to start learning the lyrics.
And what's wrong in that?
Yes. No, I'm not saying anything.
As you exercise your muscles, so you need to exercise your brain as well.
Yes, but people have also asked the question, why is the old national anthem relevant now? Why is it, something that we got to bring back? Are we also going to bring back, the pounds and shillings? Are we also going to bring back, change our national flag?
That is neither here nor there, Claire.
No, but we need to.
We have this way of arguing to remove concentration on the subject matter. No,
Chukwudi, it is for you.
That's a different matter.
Just hold on.
Yes.
It is for you now, you understand, to help us. That's why we're reviewing it. To help us, help the viewer make sense.
Thank you. The reliance on AI is becoming ridiculous. A big man's daughter told me when I was in NBI, she said, Chukwudi, I schooled in London. I went to school in cars that some Nigerians could not ride. Yet, that calculator you're rushing to, you're damaging your brain. Do some of the calculation manually. Why are you so interested in calculation? She was telling me something. So, the advice I give our youth is, you can get it if you really want, please. Go and learn the new national anthem. Our brains are becoming dormant because of the laziness introduced by AI and all that. Then going to the old national anthem. Claire, in terms of arrangement, orchestration, melody, it takes the biscuit. I'm not a musicologist, but when you see the stanzas of the old national anthem, is it the Nigeria we hailed? That's nationhood being extolled. Then you go to the second stanza, our flag shall be a symbol. Then you go to the last one,
O God of all creation.
O God of all creation. Grant this our one request.
We have, O God of all creation.
Help us build a nation where no man is oppressed. It contains everything. Yesterday you were saying that it was the one we just jettisoned now, extolled heroes. Nationhood comes before heroes. Heroes exist in a nation. Nigeria we hail thee is how it should start. And I'm very happy that I'm being
so this is
swept into relevance.
So
again.
this is what this is my own view,
yes.
And I try to, because I've loved. I mean, I'm of the generation that sang the old national anthem, so I know from stanza one.
Sure?
I know from stanza 1 to stanza the third stanza. I can recite it, accurately. But this is what it tells us. That's the old national anthem. It gives us a sense of unity and identity. The Senate, nationhood. The president of the Senate said that yesterday. When you talk about tribes and tongue, different.
Thank you very much.
And that is probably the core of our problems.
Bless you, Claire.
So
you're doing far better than me. Go ahead.
Yes, and then you talk about national values. You talk about our values.
It's all in those lines.
He said,
I told you the lines contained everything.
And it tells you, he said, oh, Nigeria, we hail thee.
Yes.
Nigeria, we hail thee. Our own dear native.
Our own
patriotism.
dear native land.
Patriotism.
Zeal. Patriotic zeal.
You must know that this is our country.
Thank you.
We have no other country. So the lyrics of the new now national anthem speak specifically.
I think she should be sitting here.
So please. So I wanted us to bring out these facts so that people who probably do not understand will now be able to place the now old national anthem and the new one side by side, and then
the one we just jettisoned was a subset of the one we have returned. Victor, Gen Z.
Let me agree with you both without conceding.
Please,
Kanu.
the Chief Justice of Nigeria and the Chairman of the National Judicial Council, that's NJC, that's talking about Justice Olukayode Ariola, is asking the Chief Judges of the State High Court and the Federal High Court in Kano to appear before him over some conflicting things. You see, I keep on saying that those who are entrusted with keeping those values that hold us together, that make us see a tomorrow, Justice is the common man's last hope. When you begin to see something that suggests bedlam in what they do, you squirm, you begin to recoil in shock. I am really grateful that Justice Ariola is summoning them. Let them put their house in order. I do not have what it takes to talk. We mentioned the law and all that.
We said
but a journalist has a little of everything. Yes, that's why we try.
Exactly.
You understand?
Yeah, we said it yesterday, and I think I made mention of the fact that the two courts are in Kano State.
Yes.
And the conflicting injunctions also emanated from Kano State.
Yes.
And this is where the conflict is coming from, and it's generating tension. So I'm glad that the CJN is
about time too,
and about time to also address the matter. Hopefully,
journalists have not given them the kind of knocks I expected them to give. I hope that people with depth, judiciary knowledge are still in our clan. I remember when the law school turned out a massive failure in those days. You know how the Newswatch captioned that story: wigs on empty heads.
All right, I think it's a good point. It's a good.
We got to knock them when we got to knock them.
Yeah, it's a good point for us.
Knock us too when we misbehave.
Yeah, it's a good point for us to
yes.
to take a breather and then look forward to tomorrow and hope for the best. As human beings, we're told to be optimists, so we are optimistic.
Victor has been rather taciturn today.
Well.
All right, let's go for a short break. We'll be right back.